Welcome to today's session. In today's session, we are going to discuss about Java server faces templates. Now, what is this? Suppose you want to create a web application, and in web application, you have series of web pages, and you want all the web pages to follow a specific template. Okay, you want the header and footer remains the same for all the web pages. In that case, we can achieve that by using JSF template tags. Let's see what are other template tags. Now these are the template tags which are available in JSF framework. Now if you want to define a template, we will be using the tag UI composition. So you can create a header separately, you can create a footer separately, and you can create content separately. Okay, and you can create a layout. For example, you want to achieve like this. So here you can see this is your header and this is a footer and this is a content part. Now when I go to the next page, you can see the next page also follows the same template, header, footer, and you have the content, but the content is different. So if you want to maintain the template same across several web pages, and if you want, you can redefine the header or content or the footer. So whichever you want to redefine. So in this example, you see the content is redefined. Okay, the first page as this content. Okay, when it's go to the next page, you can see the content is different. So I have redefined the content in the second page, but I have reused my header and footer. The header and footer remains the same. So if you want to achieve such a format, or you want to create such a web application, then you can use JSF templating tags. Now these are the tags available in JSF. You can use UI composition to define your templates. Then you can use the tag UI define to insert the template into your content. You can use UI include to include an XHTML page in another XHTML page. Then you can use UI insert to insert a template into your content. And this is the last one, which is to include as a parameter. You can use this UI parameter in UI include tag. Okay, now let's see an example program, and it will be much clear when to use all these tags when we are discussing the example program. Now let me create a new project. Let me call it as template sample. Now you can see the project is created. You can see by default an HTML page. So I'm deleting that HTML page. Now here I'm going to create a new folder. So I'll click on web pages, right click, I'll create a new folder. I will call the folder as template. Okay, so inside this folder, now I'm going to create a header, footer, and the content. Okay, so I'll create a new JSF page. So let me call this as header. Okay. So this is your header. Now what you want in the header, you have to declare the header. So when you want to declare, you have to use the tag UI composition. Okay, so inside UI composition, now what I want as a header, I want to insert some logo into my header. So to insert the logo, you have a h colon graphics image. Okay, you have to give the URL of your image. Okay, so let me copy an image. I have an image called as figure. Okay, I'll just copy this image and put it in the resource folder. So let me create a new folder here, resource folder. So again, inside the web page, right click new. I'll create a new folder called as a resource. Okay, so I have to paste the image inside the resource folder. So I will go to my document folder. I have NetBeans project. Here the project name is template sample. Okay, inside main web app, I have the resource folder, so I can place the figure here. You can see the type of the figure is a GIF file. Okay, So here I have to include in the URL, I will include as resource slash fig dot JFIF. Okay. So here you can see the image available here. Okay. Okay. Here also you have to give a slash. So this is our header. Now right click new JSF page. We can create the footer. Okay, so if you have to define the component, you have to use a tag UI composition. So I'll write UI composition. Now what you want to give inside the footer. So inside the footer, I just want to display at copyrights. Okay. So I will just align this text. So finished with the footer. Now right click new, create a JSF page. We have to create the content page. Okay, again, how to define the content? You have to use a tag UI composition. Okay, so here content. Also, I will just write default content because in every pages I'm going to change the content. Okay. Yes. So I created my default header, footer and content. Now I'll be creating a layout. I'll create a layout page. Okay, so a page can have different types of layout, like you can have left bar, right bar, or you can just have only the header, footer, and the middle part will be content. Okay, so you can create any layout. Now this is the layout page. So in the layout page, we will be creating the layout now. So I'm going to insert whatever I have created before in the order in which I want it to appear in all the web pages. So first thing I want is the header. So I will insert the header. Okay. So UI, I have to call the tag insert and give a name for this. So name is header. Okay. Now inside the insert, I have to include the HTML page. Okay, so header is HTML page. So I have to use include tag, and then source, I have to specify the link of my header page. So here you have the header. Okay, that's it. So I have inserted the header first. The next thing I want is the content. I have to specify the order in which I want to insert. The next one I want to insert the content. So here I can specify content.xhtml. Similarly, the next thing I will insert is the footer. Okay. Okay, fine. Now I want a border around my header, content and footer. So just let me create the border, style, okay, border hyphen width. We'll give the width of the border. Okay, width of the border as 2 pixels. And then I will give a color for the border. So this is like a style sheet. border style. Okay, I want the solid lines for the border, so I'll specify here solid. Okay, fine. Now this is for the header. Okay, now same thing I'm going to copy for the content as well. Okay, just I'm going to change the color of the content just to differentiate. The border color I will change it to black. Again, I create a border for footer. The color I will change it to, I'm sorry, here it is solid. Here the color is black. And here the color is red. Okay, fine. Done. So we finished creating the header, footer, content, and the layout. Now we can create the web pages and use this template in the web pages. Now I'll right click the project, create new JSF page. Let me call this page as home page. Okay. So now in the home page, I want to use this layout. So if you want to use this layout in the home page, then you have to use the tag UI composition. And in the template, you have to specify which is the layout you have to use. So the layout is available in the folder called as template / you can see it is available in layout.xhtml. So you can create any number of web pages with the same layout by including this tag. Okay. Now this page will use the same content, same header, footer, and the content. But I want to change the content alone. So you have to redefine your content. To redefine your content, you have to use UI define tag. Okay, name is equal to content. UI define tag name is equal to content. Now here you can write your new content. Okay, so just I will create a form. Okay, so inside the form tag, just I'll create the label. Then text box. If you want, you can specify the size. Similarly, I will create one more label and one more text box. This will be input secret. We will just add a command button too. So we added a command button also. Now just we will execute this program to see whether it is following the layout. one more thing we have to do before we execute. We have to go to web.xml file. Here you have to change the welcome page. The welcome page is not index.html. It is home.xhtml. So here I have to change home.xhtml. So when you run this page, you can see the header, you can see the footer, and this is a form that we have created. Now if you want your form to be aligned, then you have to use panel grid. So we'll use panel grid. Number of columns is 2. Okay. Now when you execute the program, you can see it is aligned properly. Now when I click submit button, I want my page, suppose I type something here. Okay, I type a name here. Now when I click submit, I want this to go to the next page and print welcome, the username. Okay. So now I'll create a bean and then map by my bean with my form. Okay, and print the bean value in the next form, in the next page. So next page also I want the same similar structure. So what I will do, I will create a bean. So right click new, I'll create a CDI bean. Let the name of the bean be user. So just specify a package name. Now here the scope should be session scope. Okay, click finish. So here you can see the bean is created. So just I'm going to declare only one attribute because I just want to display my username. So I will just declare only one attribute, name. Okay. Now this is private, so I have to include getter and setter. Okay. Now when I click submit, I want to go to the next page. So I'll create a form. Sorry, I will create a method. Do login is the name of the method. Okay. So this goes to another page. Success. Okay. Now I have to create another page. So right click new, I'll create another JSF page. Sorry, I'll click on the project, new JSF page. The page name is success. I'm sorry, I think it's here. Yeah, right click new, I'll create a JSF page called as success. Okay, finish. So here you can see the success page. Now here I just want to print, I want to use the same layout. So you can see how to use the same layout. Just copy this. Okay, so in my success page also I will use the same layout. And I will redefine my, now there is an error because you have to import the package. So I'll click here, import the library. Now here I redefine my content. UI define. Okay, so the same as how you used in your home page. So in your home page you have defined your content. You have to define your content as such here also. Now here I want to print the username. So here I can write welcome the name of the bean is user dot name. Okay, so this is your page 2. Now similarly I go to my home page. I will link this input text with the bean. So I will write value equal to the name of my bean dot name. So whatever I type in this text box is mapped to bean, and I display the same content in the next page also. Okay, so I save here. Now you can execute. Just a minute. Okay, now in button also we have to add action equal to, we have to call the bean method, user dot do login. Okay, we finish with this. Now let's execute. When you click submit, unable to match the navigation case. Okay, I think the page name is wrong there. So let me go to the success page here. Sorry, let me go to the bean here. In the bean, the name of the page, I forgot one S here. Save it. Now execute. You can see the username is printed here. Okay, we created 2 pages, and all the 2 pages are following the same layout: header, content, and footer. Hope you understood the session. If you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you.